What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. 2 minutes before the market opens. It's January 8th, 2021. First live stream of 2021. Let's end the week out strong. Hopefully, you all had a great week trading. This whole week has just been insane in the stock market. We've seen all kinds of stocks explode and take off, go supernova, parabolic. NCTY was like the first one, running from all this week from like $6 all the way up to almost $28. Then yesterday we had DDD run from 13 to 25.50 just non-stop. And then IPOE running up as well. What's that other one? FTFT is running up too. We got a lot going on. I think there will be a lot of opportunity today. And let's take advantage of it. We'll wait for setups to come to us. We're not going to chase after these stocks right at the open. Just have all your charts up and ready and see what presents itself to us. Let these stocks set up, like I said. And today I have a special guest with me, DNA Investments from the Discord, as you guys know him. He's going to be trading live with me today, and you guys will be able to hear him. If you want, you can say, hey, DNA. We'll make some money. Just go about it. Just don't even pay attention. They're not even there. I forget about them when I go live. I gotta remind myself to go back and read the comments once in a while. Because the number one focus right now and right here is to pay attention to the market. We want to get this money. All right, let me connect my trade ideas. I always forget to do that. We got a few stocks hitting the scanners here. AUVI, super low float, 2.7 million. That's got some work to do. Pola's hitting the scanners. That's a nice one. 5 million. It could shoot up over $7. $7. This is gonna be, yeah, it's gonna make new highs. That pullback down below 7, that was your potential entry point on it. See if we can get a pullback back down on it. I'm not gonna chase up this high on it. I want to see volume pumping into it also. Let it set up. FTFT, flirting with that $10. Everything else is slowly fading off right now. Even the market. Ooh, VIH. I want to see what Pola can do. If it can hang around this level, volume keep pushing into it. This thing could shoot up to 750. Oh yeah, you got a nice squeeze going on with the weekly. $500,000 in volume. I want to keep this on close watch right here. What exchange is Pola on? The NASDAQ. All right. Yeah, if you look at your daily chart and flip it over to a weekly, you got that 13 EMA crossing over the 200-day moving average. So you got a squeeze going on. It needs to hold up in this area right here for it to U-shape up and around and break back up over 7 and run. If there's nothing popping up on my momentum scanner, and this is the only thing that's moving right now, volume will come into it. But I'm going to let it prove to me that it's got strength and come back up and around. I thought VVPR would have been a good one, but that thing's fading off. BNGO shot up into a halt. FTFT right off that $10. Running up to $11 now. Nice curling action right there. That's just too risky to trade in the morning right there. Even though it's at a mental $10 and it curled up and around, this thing could have easily slammed down to $9. I'm not trying to risk $1 per share right at the market open. Looks like FTFT's about to run up into a halt. It did get halted. Then we got CNET that floats 20 million. It's got no news. Looks like it's on the Canadian exchange, I think. That's on the NGS exchange. I'm not even gonna... I don't even want to mess around with this stock. You think NCTY will have a good bounce eventually? Pull 600,000 in volume. That area's still holding up, man. PRD says CNET. I'm not really gonna pay any attention to CNET. That's not even on a exchange in the United States. I personally don't like trading other exchanges that are outside of the United States. even on trade ideas. It says it's on the Nasdaq, but on Street Smart Edge it says it's on the NGM NGS exchange. I've never even heard of that exchange. It says it's on the Nasdaq. It's a China stock. But I mean, that floats at 20 million. I'm not really interested in a 20 million float stock. It could keep running. It very well could, but it's going to be a grinder. That float is a little on the high side. Yeah, volume just never showed up into it. DDD. Right at that mental 20 bucks. See if DDD can curl around right here and shoot up to 21. And then I want to keep NCTY on the back burner for any type of bounce. Yesterday, this pulled back just non-stop from 28 bucks all the way down to 16. It bounced to 18.50. And then today, it's continuing to sell off. I just want to keep an eye on it for good bounces, because when you have stocks that go supernova like that, they have really good bounces. Those are the days I make really, really big money from bounces like this, because they move dollars at a time. And then CLPS, this was a recent supernova. This is starting to heat up a little bit. See, look at that. FT, that's garbage. How are you going to run it up to over 11, halt it, and then reopen it and slam it down to another halt? That's ugly. Pretty much the same thing with BNGO. Rip it up, halt it for 5 minutes, reopen it, and slam it down. That's just not right. Something will eventually pop up. Just keep scanning and looking. 2 million float. Needs to break over 530. I don't see no news, so it's just a pump and dump. I'm looking, everybody. There's not really much going on right now. Everything's having a little morning sell-off. That Pola's still hanging around, man. I think that's gonna creep back up. $6.50, push back up to the VWAP, maybe hang down below VWAP and consolidate, and then blow over VWAP up over 7. That's what I think could happen. Look at that volume ramp on CNET. Yeah, this one, it's just been speaking to me all morning. I've pulled it up now like 20 times easily. It's approaching 1 million. I mean, up over 7, there is no resistance. Sky's the limit. FT just opened back up. I'm gonna watch the tape here on Pola. See if I can get a feel just like yesterday with VVPR. I don't want to see it shoot up just yet. Let me get another pullback back down to 660s. $800,000 in volume. I have 3,000 shares ready just in case this does start looking good. If this starts looking good, I'll buy 3,000 shares and then I'll add on another 3,000 shares if it starts to look like it's going to break over 7. I just don't see anything else going on. I really don't. I want to keep this pull up on close watch. I think that's Bitcoin related. Bitcoin hit a high of like 40K. Yeah, it keeps going. We got Riot running. That's the top percentage gainer right now, Riot. I've come to notice though with Riot's very, very random. Like, look at that yesterday. Sick, nasty sell off all the way down. Consolidates going into the close. Just a very random stock I've just noticed in the past. Now this is gonna run all the way up, and now it's gonna probably consolidate at the top, and then it's gonna have a nasty sell-off. DDD curled at that $20 and pushed up to 21. So that's how I get a feel in the morning. Remember when I called that out? I said I'd look for it to curl and push up to 21. If I see stuff like that and I line myself, that's where my confidence comes from. Next stop is 2150. And then it'll pull back down, then 21 will be support. And then that's when it could break over 2150 and run up to 2250, 23. I don't know if it's gonna push up higher right here. It might slam back down to $20. Everybody keeps talking about CNET. I'm not interested in CNET. I really think this Pola is waiting. It's waiting. It's primed and ready. Tell me, man, how many times have I paid attention to stocks in the past, like Pola here, and you don't even believe it. You're like, Dave, stop wasting your time on that. It's not going to do nothing. And then sure enough, it's the top stock of the day. Yup. Get ready for it. I think something's about to happen here. I'm not in on it yet. I want to see what happens because it could fail. There always is that potential, but I think it has that chance too of popping up to 7 and blowing up over 7. It's still approaching 1 million in volume on the day, and you have to think ahead. You have to. This hits high of day, it's gonna go off on everybody's stock scanners, and they're all gonna chase it. So if you're early to the party and anticipate this before it happens, that's where you get paid. Volume's starting to pick up on it. I'm still not in on it yet. I want to see if it starts picking up. All right, I'm picking up 3,000 shares of it right here. I'm going to look to add on to my position. Picked up another 3,000 shares. I have 6,000 shares. I'm looking for that break on Pola of $7. Added on another 3,000 shares. I have 9,000 total shares on POLA. Let's get that break over 7, push up to 750. Now, as it starts to push up the high of day, let it break high of day, hit the scanners, volume flood into it, and this thing's going to run up into a halt. It's a super low float stock. It can do it. Let volume slowly trickle into this. We just crossed 1 million in volume. Might pull back down to 690s, 680s, and then work its way back on up and break through. Volume still continuously trickling in. As soon as this breaks high of day, watch it pop up on the scanner right here. That's when everybody will start chasing after it, and it's just the supply and demand effect. They'll push it up. If a surge of demand hits a stock, especially a low float stock, prices go up. There's our high a day. There's our push. 730s. That's what I'm talking about right there, homie. Seeing it before it happens. I'm still holding on to my 9,000 shares. This volume's going to hit this and it's going to take off. I'm up over $3,000 right now. Let's get another good pop on this bad boy. Come on. $727. Watch it pop to $750. I'll take off a third just to be safe. Taking off another third right here, just in case. I only have 3,000 shares left. If this 7 fails to hold, I'll sell my remaining 3,000 shares. I don't see volume attacking it, but could just be taking its time. I'm still holding 3,000 shares. Almost 2 million in volume. So since we've crossed over 1 million, it's only went up 200K. That's not screaming demand. I'm selling my last 3,000. I'm out. Not much. $2,400 on this, but loaded up all below $7, and I was able to sell majority of it near high of day at 714, 718, 710, and then another here at 710. It still could push up to 750, but I'm not seeing that wave of demand surge into it. It didn't even pop up on the high of day scanner. Yup, you gotta see it before it happens. Watch this thing run. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna probably run up to 750 and then into a halt. And then an hour from now, everybody's gonna be talking about it. And this, you just have to see it before it happens. I mean, it's holding up pretty well. Curl up right there at $7 and push up 1.2 million in volume. There's that's the thing that worries me is volume's not attacking this. I'd be careful on FTFT, guys. It's really not worth it. It's in negative momentum right now. It can't even hold up above the VWAP. IPOE is starting to bottom out just below $20. That one, I'd look for a strong morning reversal and pop on it. You know people are watching it because it was the top percentage gainer yesterday. I just think Pola, it could push up and run, or it could slam down and get a death candle. It's really risky getting in at this height up here. You know, because look, it was just at 660s. So if you were to jump in right now at 715, this gets a death candle down to 670s. That's like a almost 50-cent per share loss. Yeah, FTFT, I'd be cautious on that one. $9 has to hold on it. That morning spike right here failed. Now think of everybody who's trapped in on this stock who bought in before the halt. And when this reopened, it slammed down and then slammed down into another halt. They're all underwater right now. They're screwed. See, look at that, up to 750s. Super early to the party. I got twisted and I got wasted before anybody came. Wow. Matt, I had 9,000 shares of that, man. Up 50 cents, that would have been like $6,000. That's alright, I'll take 2,400. Told you, man, I got a nick for with these low float stocks, man. Look at that. Told you guys. Yup. Now it's hitting up on the momentum scanner. You see that? Now everybody is going to chase after it. More volume's going to surge into it. And if you've seen it before it happened, you'd be getting paid right now. That's what we call the smart money. But I chickened out, I got scared, and I sold everything up here. Live and learn, live and learn. Wow, all the way up to $8, dude. Look at that. That's awesome, man. Someone could have picked up just 1,000 shares at $7, dude. They'd be up 800, 900 bucks right now. Most people have to work a whole week to make that. You could have made that in just 10 minutes in the stock market. I get pumped on thoughts like that. People should get excited for shit like that. Excuse my language, but I mean, that's the opportunity in the stock market. I mean, just seeing stuff like that, wouldn't you want to study your butt off? Hey, good plug, homie. Good plug. Wow. For a whole year. Look at all the volume pumping into CNET. That's a lot of volume. Look at this momentum scanner here, just non-stop when I scroll down. Pola, 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 pola. And like I just pointed out like 20 minutes ago, I said, watch, this will probably be the #1 stock of the day. Yeah. Even DDD had a good morning reversal. Look at that. Exactly exactly what I said too, man. I said it will push up to 2150, pull back to 21, and then shoot up to 23 bucks. The previous day's close. I I should have paid more attention to that one. Um, I'd want to see it pull back down to 725. Yeah. That's a good wedge breakout on JAGX at 340 up to almost $4. It's getting its pullback right now. I see it pulling all the way back down here to 350. Maybe come back up and retest that $4. I'm not really excited for it though. It is a Bitcoin related stock and a pharmaceutical, but that float is at 59 million. Yeah, I'd want to see Pola pull back right here. DDD touches 23, sells off. Yeah. See, I'd look for Polo to bounce right here. It's pulling back on super light volume too, so there's people still holding on to it. Looks like the SPY is going to wedge out and then pick a direction for the day. That's right, Brian Galley. Gotta be able to see it to make it. And you gotta trust in yourself. Once you start trusting in yourself and you trust what you know, that's where you start making money. A lot of people are afraid to pull the trigger because they don't trust themselves. Am I right, Dub? Or DNA? And then Dub says, calling it before it happens is real talk, action. Anyone can claim fame after the fact. Trading Learning 101 has those laser eyes. It's just low floats are my niche. I've learned from all the greats. Dekmar, Warrior, Tim Sykes. All those guys are low float traders. Investors Live or Investors Underground. It's gonna pull up, might fall down one more time. Or it could pop back up right here, back up to 770s. $1.9 million in volume. So volume on that push up to new highs and up to 8 only went up 700,000. So there's not much people trading the stock. You see how I always bring up volume? I'm always monitoring volume. Volume is king. Heck yeah, they do. All they worry about are indicators. They think a RSI or a MACD is going to tell them what's going to happen. I mean, it could, but volume trumps all. Look at that. Right off of my line, right on up. That's money. And I'm not even trading the stock that everybody's talking about. CNET. Yeah, what is it? Yeah. Yup. My favorite saying is the lower the better. The lower the float, the bigger the rip. That's my favorite saying. Because the lower the float is, you don't need much volume to get that stock up and going. So if you have a super low float, even like yesterday, VJet had a float of like 200,000. That's a super, super nano float stock. The chart's ugly, but look at volume hit it, and this stock went from $10.50 all the way up to $15. Supply and demand. basics. Stick to supply, demand, volume, price action. You'll make it in the market. Just study those things. That's all you got to do. Don't overcomplicate things. Wow, I think that was my opportunity there to load up on it. But it's pushing up on light volume. Maybe one more pullback down and look for another entry on it. I don't want to see it break it just yet. That move up right here is too fast. You want to see stocks gradually move up to these levels and break through them, not just shoot up and blow through it. So let's get one more pullback down to 750. Then I'll get up another re-entry on it potentially. I'm not going to chase after this. Man, IPOE, that just completely fell apart, huh? Alright, here's our pullback on Pola. I'd want to see it pull back down to 750s. Even if I buy shares right now, man, I'm like putting what I've made already up at risk. See that volume ramp up when it pushed up to from 730s up to 8. This area right here would have to hold for Pola to bust through $8. I'm tempted to buy 3,000 shares. I'm tempted. Even as it broke through up to hot new high a day, it did it on light volume. 2.2 million in volume. See, it's still hitting on the stock scanner right here. 2.3 million in volume. So I think this next, if it does push up over $8, that's going to be the big surge. We got that my 55 EMA, it's about to push up over that VWAP. So this could be the next surge on up. Even just put the trend line on it. I'm not in on this stock, guys. I'm just watching right now. I do have an order ready for 3,000 shares just in case. It's like right now you'd be risking like 30 cents to make 50 cents or more. Let me bring over this daily real quick so we can see. This is what I went off of. You see that red line right there? On the daily? That yellow line's pushing up over that 200-day moving average on the weekly. So the bigger the time frame, the bigger these moves could be. I see resistance at $9. This line right here would have to hold pretty much. But now it's testing it for the second time. There's nothing else really going on. All my charts above, they're all garbage. Look at that. None of those charts look tempting. And CTY still fading off. FTFT down to 8. DDD keeps pushing up, but I'm not going to chase after that. BNGO's wedging out. I don't know if it's trapping shorts. It could be, but that trigger for it is going to be $5. If it can break over 5, that's when everybody will come back into it. CNET is at VWAP. This would have to hold here. VVPR's done for. Pola back down to 7. 7 would have to hold. That's the bottom line for that to continue. IPOE. Done. I might just take a real quick scalp here on Pola. Real quick, scalp. I'm gonna buy 3,000 shares. I'm gonna just sell into this pop if I can get it. If it drops down below 7, I'll cut it. I think it's worth risking 15 cent to make 40, 50 cent. There's my pop. Not yet. I gotta sell it first. I can get a good pop back up to 760s, I think. I'm up 840 bucks right now on it. Sold half my position to lock in. Let me get a push up over 3,000 for the day. Come on, baby. See how I played that mental one whole dollar level? Just right off of 7, man. Right off 7, pops up 50 cent. 30 to 50 cent. And then just a real quick good scalp opportunity. That's all it is. Alright, let's run through all the charts and see what else we can come up with. I'm up on the day $2,700. You up in profit, DNA? How much you up, man? Nice. Just shy of $1,000. Friday's the hardest day of the week to trade. Pretty much. I mean, I'll trade mid-cap stocks. I consider my price range for trading between $3 and $100. That's my price range of what I'll trade. I consider penny stocks under $2. If a stock's up and above $5-10, it's not considered a penny stock, but I like to say micro stocks. Because the opportunity is so, I think the opportunity is great on these stocks. They're low priced, like Pola at $7. The stock has range clearly. 50 cents, $1. It's moving. You don't have to put up much capital to make money. Buy 1,000 shares. What is that? A $7,000 investment. Stock pushes up $1. You just made $1,000 on your 7,000. With those, when you get into those larger cap stocks, you got to put up a lot more buying power, especially if you don't know how to trade options. Something like DDD, I'll trade it, but I have the funds to trade a stock like this. You know, a lot of people, especially newer people, and I'm not hating on new people. I was new once. They open up small accounts. They only have a couple thousand they can trade with. They're trading on margin. They're getting 4-to-1 leverage. DDD, just to buy 1,000 shares of this at $23. What is that? $23,000? Yeah, so you have to put up $23,000 of buying power, and even if you make $1,000, you only made what, like 5% on your investment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with when starting out new, I would say, yeah, I would recommend trading with a small account just to get a feel for the market, because you don't want to come in here with a big bag and you could easily blow it up, you know? Learn to trade, learn to actually how to read these charts, understand how these stocks move and how the stock market moves, see all the market cycles. And then once you start to see consistency in yourself, go through the leveling process that I always talk about. Consistently make $100. And once you prove to yourself that you can consistently make $100 and you comfortably hold on to your positions, level up. I'm not gonna lie, man. Trading with a small account is so hard, dude. It is. It really is. Cause especially if you're new in the stock market. Cause tell me if I'm wrong. When you were new and you were just starting out trading, whenever you entered into a position and the stock started going in your favor, you took it off the table immediately when you seen profits, didn't you? But that all comes with time. You'll get more comfortable because you'll see this stuff happen over and over and over again, and you'll just see it after you take it off. The stock will keep going. Like what I did today with Pola. I took it off way too early. Way too early. I didn't give the stock enough time to work. but this is how you live and learn as a trader. Learn from your mistakes and capitalize on it down the road. I just watched a movie last night. It was called Norman. Let me look it up real quick. But it had a good lesson in it. I think it was Paranorman. It's like a cartoon movie. I watched this movie right here last night, and it had me thinking. They said something that made a lot of sense in this movie last night. The whole town was looking at this kid as if he was a freak, and he was getting bullied, and all of his friends were getting bullied. And one of the kids, the kid here with the lunch pail, said all these people bully because human nature never changes. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's right. Going back in time through all the 20s, 50s, 70s, all these kids in school, even myself had to deal with bullying because it's just human nature. Other people look down and pick on people who are different, you know? And it just, yeah. Human nature with bullying, racism, it'll never end, you know? It's just the sad fact. But you just got to be that better person to look beyond that, you know, and see the good in people and everybody's equal. That's where the real winners are in life. But it was just odd that a cartoon had that in there, you know? Man, Pola is just not quitting, is it? I want to see what this stock actually does. I really don't see anything else popping off, dude. I really don't. This is just a basic normal Friday. Take it as a hint too to probably scale down on your position size too. I think we'll go live here for another 15 minutes and then we'll switch over to the members only study group. It'll pull back down here to 730s, 720s, and then potentially work its way back up to 760s right here. I'm not done milking money out of this Pola yet. It's gonna get one more pop back up to 760s. Then it's gonna pull back down to this area here. And then from there, I think it's going to work its way back up to 8. And then this could be like an end of the day type runner. Yeah, back and forth from 14 up to 1450. If it ever gets over 1450, it could run up to 16. I mean, this stock's been a creeper. It failed here, consolidated here, and it squeezed all of the shorts yesterday. CNET could have a good bounce on it. There's a few things we could do on this. We could draw a Fibonacci retracement. That 50% is at 330. Man, this I keep going back to Pola, man. So we got that, and I can measure the whole move, period, on Pola. From here all the way up. This is what I like to call Fibonacci clusters. 750, 730 right here. Draw a trend line on it. Like that. Don't that look beautiful, man? I could see it popping back up to $4. But it needs to break over that trend line. $16 million float. Right now, you'd be putting your risk down below 345, I would say. CNET. I'll take a stab at it. I'll pick up 3,000 shares right here on CNET. Let's get a good push back up to 4 on it. So far, no good. I'm out. Garbage. I knew I should have stayed away from that stock today. Could be squeezing shorts. Look at that breakdown it had down to 330s, and then it came all the way back up to 370. If it can get back over that and hold, it's going to squeeze shorts. Man, that DDD, that's crazy. I can't chase after that. I just can't. Maybe if I get a solid pullback down on it. I'm still interested here in Pola. I'm going to pick up some shares here on Pola. I think Pola could break over $8. I really do. I don't think it'll happen right now, but I think it'll start working its way up to that $8. Yeah. Even BNGO, that's even looking like it's wanting to run up to 450 and retest $5. It's setting up. It could easily run up to 450s, I think. Which is 20 cents, 25 cents away. Yeah, that's just insane on DDD. Just be careful, guys. You could blow up your account easily with that stock. It's going parabolic, dude. Or 23. See how it just that previous day's close held as support? Man, that was beautiful. And then volume just paused for a brief moment, and then look at that volume sidestep up as it just keeps pushing up and making new highs. Yeah, I'm still watching Pola Irish. I think I think it has a good chance of retesting 8 and again today and pushing up over 8. DDD, I'm not even tempted to chase after that stock. That's just insane. DDD would need to pull back and then consolidate for another to trade it. What's 7 million float? Yeah, this would need to pull back down. Just such extreme volume on it. Gee, man, look at that SPY. They could be squeezing it. Yeah, all attention is going to be on DDD for the rest of the day. That's crazy. People are getting paid today, huh? Alright, I think I'm going to end the live stream here on YouTube, and then we're going to switch over to the private members-only study group. So, alright guys, thanks for joining us today. I'm up on the day just over 2,000. A little bit on the slow side today. I'm going to keep watching DDD and Pola. See what else pops up. For the most part, it's just pretty slow today. There's not really much going on. Hopefully you guys had a great week and you guys have a great weekend. If you haven't, sign up for the masterclass.